Curious Volumes. My name is James. Today I'm going to do a tag, the Istanbul Tag. You probably guessed that already based on the fact that I'm playing my cümbüş. This is the only instrument that has the word Istanbul written right on its body. Anyway, this was a version of the oud that was invented in the early 20th century by a gentleman in Istanbul who was a metal worker and thought that this could kind of be a modernized version of the oud, more stable, more sturdy because it's made out of an aluminum pot. It has mechanical tuners instead of wooden pegs, stays in tune a little better. It did not catch on with the traditional oud players of Turkey, but among the folk musicians, gypsies, Kurds, people like that, it became more popular. Anyway, I'll leave a link to a real cümbüş player in the description if you want to see someone who is actually good play. That piece I was playing was sort of a version of Turkish pop or a Turkish folk song called Uskudara, which was also adopted by the klezmer musician Naftula Brandwein as Turk in America. So what I'm playing might be kind of a miscegenated mix of the two. Anyway, doing the Istanbul Tag today, which was created by Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. I was not tagged. I don't know if this is kosher. Am I allowed to do a tag if I haven't been tagged? Guess we're gonna find out. Will I get kicked off of Booktube? Stay tuned. Number one, Istanbul has many names. Which do you prefer? I prefer Istanbul because that's what people call it. I also kind of like Rum, which was what it was called on certain old maps when it was the capital of the then only existing Roman Empire. So Rum, or Rome, or Istanbul. Those are the ones I like. Probably Istanbul is the less confusing of the two. Prompt number two. Orhan Pamuk won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2006. Have you read any books by an author because they had won the Nobel Prize for Literature? Well, as I said in my reading projects video, I typically will make an effort to read an author who has won the Nobel Prize for Literature, and I will pick up a book by a writer who has won it, even if I am not really familiar with their work, with the intention of someday reading through them. So yes, I have. It doesn't always work out so well, but sometimes it does. Olga Tokarczuk, some others have mentioned, very good. The Polish poet Wisława Szymborska is a favorite, who I discovered, well, I heard about her because she won the Nobel Prize. I never would have heard of Abdulrazak Gurna, who won a couple years ago. And I read his book Paradise, which is an excellent historical novel set in East Africa before World War I. Some others, Mo Yan, the Chinese writer, Grazia Deledda, a Sardinian novelist. People I probably never would have encountered were it not for the Nobel Prize. Annie Ernaux, she's still alive and writing. I read her. And Nelly Sachs, who was a German, Polish, or German, and she moved to Sweden during the Holocaust. Wrote some very moving poetry and drama about the Holocaust. You almost never hear about her anymore, but good work. A very powerful work on that topic. So I guess the short answer is yes, I have, and I will probably continue to do so. Have you visited Istanbul? Only in my dreams, where I'll be, walking up a hill in Istanbul with, my teeth falling out and maybe my ex-girlfriend, and she wanders off with the Emperor Napoleon III. So, but not in actual life. I don't travel very much. For a while, I did have ambitions to visit Istanbul and Turkey. I don't think it's going to happen for me anytime soon. But I don't need to because I can read about it. That's the next question. How about that? Have you read a book set wholly or partially in Istanbul? Or have you seen a film set in Istanbul? Yeah. Go ahead, Lucas. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can go. There you go. Yes. So some books that I've read set in Istanbul include My Name is Red by Orhan Pamuk, the aforementioned. The White Castle by Orhan Pamuk. I believe part of that is set in Istanbul. And The Sultan's Seal by Jenny White, which is a murder mystery, and the first of a series of murder mysteries set in Istanbul during the Ottoman Empire. So that was pretty good. Some films set in Istanbul that come to mind: Topkapi, spelled Topkapi, but it's the I has no dot on it in the Turkish alphabet, and so it's pronounced Topkapi. Topkapi is a 1960s era caper film made by Jules Dassin or Dassin. Entertaining, kind of, if you like, sort of James Bond kind of things, or To Catch a Thief, that sort of. It's in that neighborhood. Also, I would recommend very strongly, if you're into music, a film called Crossing the Bridge from 2005. It's a documentary about music in Istanbul, and it's made by Fatih Akin, who I think was the director of Against the Wall or Gegen die Wand, feature film about Turkish immigrants in Germany. But this is a documentary, and it features very prominently the bassist for Einstürzende Neubauten, who is apparently a big fan of Turkish popular and folk music. So he's walking around and hanging out with musicians. There's a lot of great footage of Turkish musicians playing in that movie, Crossing the Bridge, from 2005. Last prompt: have you read a book that mentioned the Armenian Genocide? Now, I feel like I must have, but I can't recall what. So maybe I'll answer no. I certainly know about it. I've seen short documentaries about it. I've heard about it on the radio. I've heard many authors of books on the Armenian Genocide interviewed, but I don't think I've read any myself that made more than passing mention of the Armenian Genocide. So finally, I have to tag some people, even though I was not myself tagged. So maybe this is an illegitimate tag. Make of that what you will. But I'm going to tag Summer at Sterling Reads. Salutations, Summer. If you don't watch her channel, she's got a good one. She has a lot of cats, reads a ton of books. Also, a new channel from a booktuber from Alabama. Some very interesting gardening and witchcraft related videos. The channel is The Witch of Nukalula. It's worth checking out. Certainly unusual. And also a new booktuber named Boomer Bookings, who I believe he's got a background as a pipe tuber, meaning someone who talks about smoking pipes on YouTube. I'm not on pipe tube myself. I can't smoke a pipe. What are you kidding? But yeah, he's got a new booktube channel that's pretty fun. Boomer Bookings. So that's what I have today. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.